So let's say you're visiting the Universal Orlando Park, but either your budget or time only allows you to visit one of the parks. Which one do you choose? Have no fear, because in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the pros and cons of each of these parks and let you know which one may be better for you. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Now, to do this comparison, I based it on 5 factors. 1, type of rides, 2, shows, 3, food, 4, parades, and 5, characters. Now, if you aren't super familiar with Universal Orlando Park itself, there are actually 2 theme parks that you can visit when going to Universal Orlando. There is the Islands of Adventure Park, and then there is the Universal Studios Park. They consider their water park, Volcano Bay, their 3rd park, but I kind of think that's a little bit different. So first here, we'll start off with talking about Islands of Adventure. So with Islands of Adventure, there's a couple of different rides that you can expect to find at this park. There's a lot of thrill rides, water rides, and some kiddie rides. Now, I won't mention all of the rides in this video, but I'll give you a few examples of some that you can expect to find. Now, as I mentioned, there are some thrill rides that you can find at this park, and I would say of the 2 parks, Islands of Adventure is definitely more thrill focused. Another plus and upside of Islands of Adventure is that it contains 2 of the newest Universal rides that they have at their park. 2 of those rides are the Jurassic World Velocicoaster and the Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. But as far as coasters or thrill rides go, they also have the Hulk Coaster, and they even have the kiddie ride, the Flight of the Hippogriff, which you could argue is or isn't thrilling. So Islands of Adventure definitely has more of the thrill rides of the 2 parks, but they also have majority or all of the water rides that are at Universal. Those water rides include Jurassic Park River Adventures, Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges, and the Ripshaw Falls ride. Now, I will say that doing the water rides is definitely something that you will want to do during the summer months, but I also will warn you that you will get absolutely soaked whenever doing the water rides at Universal. So if that's something that you're interested in, maybe think about bringing an extra set of clothes or planning your outfit accordingly whenever thinking about doing these rides. But also, if you're visiting with a family and small kids, they also do have some kiddie rides available. They have the Dr. Seuss Land that is in Islands of Adventure, where they have the Cat in the Hat ride, but they also have a kiddie ride in the Jurassic Park area of the park, which is called Pterodon Flyers. Now, the one thing that people really enjoy when visiting Universal is visiting the Harry Potter areas of the park. Now, a definite pro to both of these parks is that they each have their own Harry Potter world area of the parks. In Islands of Adventure, they have the Hogsmeade area of the park, but it's also a plus because there also is the Hogwarts Castle in Islands of Adventure. When thinking about food, Islands of Adventure has a couple of different options that you can choose from. Now, as I mentioned, both of the parks have Harry Potter worlds, so you can find butterbeer in both of the locations. In Islands of Adventure, you can find multiple sit-down or quick service type food options. My favorite in Islands of Adventure has to be Burger Digs, located in Jurassic Park, which is more of a quick service option. But if you're going for something fancier, they also have the Mythos restaurant, which is located near Dr. Seuss Land. I went out of order, but factor number 3 to think about are the shows that they have at Islands of Adventure. As I mentioned, they do have the Hogwarts Castle in that park, which is fun because you get to see the nighttime show that is projected onto the castle. However, when thinking about item number 4, if you're interested in parades, personally, I have not seen any, and I don't know that they have any parade options available in Islands of Adventure. But when we think about character options, they definitely have a lot of character sightings and characters that you can see at Islands of Adventure. There are a lot of Harry Potter shows that happen throughout the day that you can see some Harry Potter characters at, but also you can see a lot of your favorite movie characters or cartoon type characters, where you can find the Kung Fu Panda characters, some of the Madagascar characters, and even Dr. Seuss characters in Dr. Seuss Land. So as I mentioned, if you do like thrill rides, I definitely recommend Islands of Adventure as the park that you choose, but there also are a lot of other entertainment options if you're traveling with smaller children. But with that, we'll go ahead and analyze Universal Studios. Now, when thinking about rides with Universal Studios, they do have some thrilling ride options as well. They have the Mummy ride, the Escape from Gringotts ride, and the Rip Ride Rocket. Now, I would say that Rip Ride Rocket is the only extreme coaster that they have in the park. All of the other popular extreme coasters can be found at Islands of Adventure, but you definitely can get some thrills while riding the Mummy and also the Escape from Gringotts ride. Now, another thing that you'll want to think about is if you are someone that is sensitive to simulator or 3D rides, Universal Studios might not be the park for you, because majority of the rides do involve 3D or 4D experiences in one way or another. And with that, the 3D or 4D type rides that you can find are the Jimmy Fallon ride, the Minions ride, the Transformers ride, Simpsons, and the Fast and Furious ride. If you are looking for some less intense rides or rides that are perfect for kids, they also do have a Woody Woodpecker ride, the Men in Black Alien Attack ride, and there also is an E.T. ride. So I would say of the two, Universal Studios is definitely less intense as far as the ride goes, but they do involve a lot of the 3D and 4D experiences, so that's something you might want to think about before choosing to go to that park. Now, when thinking about food, they do have a couple of options as well. One of my favorite places to visit is the Mel's Diner. It's another great quick service that you can get really good burgers or chicken tenders at. As I mentioned, both parks also have the Harry Potter areas of the park, so you can find Diagon Alley in Universal Studios, where of course you can find butterbeer as well. But if you're looking for a fancier sit-down restaurant, they also have the Brown Derby available in that park. Now, in Universal Studios, the one nice thing is that they do have a lot more entertainment options than in Islands of Adventure. So what I mean by that is they have the Blues Brothers that will come out and sing. They have the Beat Builders that are a really fun show to be able to go and watch. They also have the really neat interactive Bourne Identity show. They don't necessarily have a nighttime projection show, however, they do have a water show that happens in the center of the park throughout the day, and I believe at night as well. And they also have an Animals on Set show, I believe that's what it's called, that is also great for kids. Now, unlike Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios actually does have a parade, so if you're someone who likes to see parades, that might be something that you want to consider. And because the parades there, oftentimes throughout the day, you can expect to see a lot of really fun character sightings throughout the day. Now, as far as characters go at Universal Studios, you can see a lot of the Minion characters, Dora and Friends, Hello Kitty, and even Scooby-Doo and the gang. So there are some of the highlights that you can expect to find when visiting one of the Universal parks. Both of the parks are unique in their own ways, and they definitely have different experiences that you can find when visiting the parks. And with that in mind, I don't think you can go wrong with which one you choose. I guess it just depends on what you're trying to look for whenever you are visiting the parks. Are you looking for a more thrilling ride? Looking for more of the shows and experiences? Definitely think about that and decide from there. For me personally, the Escape from Gringotts ride is one of my favorite rides to ride, but I really do like a lot of the rides that are in Islands of Adventure, so if I had to choose between one of the parks, it is a very hard decision to make, but I would choose Islands of Adventure to go to because they have a lot more of the new rides and a lot more of the thrilling rides as well. It also is a huge bonus because they have the Hogwarts Castle in the park there as well, and I really enjoy seeing the nighttime show, so that's definitely something to think about. So let me know in the comments below, which Universal park do you prefer? Do you prefer Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I hope this helped you decide if you do have to choose between one of the parks, which one you would like to go to. And with that, if you're interested in keeping up with more family-friendly travel content in the future, definitely hit that subscribe button below, and I'll keep you posted when new travel tips go live. But thanks again for watching, guys. Enjoy your Universal trip, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys.